Unless someone is a devoted Beatles fan or has seen Peter Jackson's in-depth documentary, The Beatles, Get Back, they might not realize how intense the tensions between John Lennon and Paul McCartney had become during the Let It Be and Abbey Road recording sessions. Despite these two albums marking the band's final outputs, the surface of the music suggests a group that was still united and creatively thriving. However, looking beyond the polished exterior reveals the deeper fractures within the band. Over time, the Beatles themselves would reflect on these moments in interviews, shedding light on the growing discord that intensified as they neared the end of their time together. This tension became particularly visible in two songs from Let It Be, the final album released by the group, even though it was recorded before Abbey Road. The creative partnership between Lennon and McCartney had always been central to the band's extraordinary success. But as their relationship began to break down, the rest of the group's dynamic started to unravel as well. The final sessions were marked by frequent arguments, strong personalities clashing, and even moments where one or more members walked out. Years later, the members still spoke clearly, and sometimes critically, about what they liked and didn't like about both the songs and the recording process. Lennon, for instance, expressed in one of his final interviews that he never felt the song Let It Be truly represented the Beatles. Although credited to both him and McCartney, Lennon reportedly considered it to be solely McCartney's creation and believed it resembled the style of McCartney's later band, Wings. He also speculated that the song may have drawn inspiration from Simon and Garfunkel's Bridge Over Troubled Water, though he admitted this was just a personal impression. His suspicions extended to Get Back, which he once described as a reworked version of Lady Madonna without much originality. He believed the lyrics may have carried a hidden reference to his wife, Yoko Ono, particularly the recurring line about returning to where one once belonged. Lennon had a perception that McCartney often directed this line toward Yoko during studio sessions and suspected that McCartney viewed him and Yoko as outsiders. This interpretation reflected Lennon's growing sense of alienation and frustration during that period. Lennon wasn't the only one with strong opinions. McCartney also reflected on the difficult circumstances surrounding the writing of Let It Be. He described it as a response to the stress and uncertainty caused by the impending breakup of the band, along with the effects of drug use and exhaustion. During this challenging time, he experienced a dream in which his late mother appeared to him, offering comfort and reassurance. The message she conveyed helped inspire the tone and message of the song, even if the phrase "let it be" wasn't explicitly spoken in the dream. As for Get Back, McCartney maintained that it had nothing to do with Ono, and instead was originally meant as a satire targeting British political attitudes toward immigration. However, the intended irony was lost on some listeners, who took the lyrics at face value. McCartney later explained that the song was meant to be anti-racist, and that the Beatles, as a group, strongly opposed racism in all forms.